Hello, this is Victor. I'm here with a new episode of Ask Victor. I'm going to do for second time in live, and just give me a moment. I will look into my. I will try to put in my. Let's call this in my mobile the video, so I can also follow up here. So just give me a minute, and I will also put this here. Okay, here we are. I'll try to put here. Hi, Alexander. Thanks a lot for being here, watching this live. I will do the next. So I will go first with the questions that the people have dropped from previous month. And once I have covered all the questions, if you have any further question that you would like to share here in the channel or in the live, it's up to you to leave it. If you are watching this later on, you can drop questions in the comments below, and I will answer them the month of April. So I always appreciate to have some questions in advance so I can answer them before. So let's go. Let's start with the questions from the previous month, and then I will look into the chat. So just let me check one thing. I will open here as well this thing so I can see chat here. Okay. And now I will go to the questions that the people have drawn me in the previous month. So I have some questions here, some quite interesting, and yeah, I will try to go them. I will go through them. So the first questions are from We Ebenholz, and it's saying, "Hey Victor, thank you for the lovely story about your wife." This was from my preview Ask Victor. I'm excited for the new inspiration category. I also need to think how to do it. I really don't forget about that, but I need to find the opportunity to do these videos. I want to do something that is more looking around, things that you can find in real life, and see how we can bring this into the miniatures. Do you have any favorite fluff book, no matter if it's fantasy or 40K? My favorites so far are the Siafas Kane, Shira Calpurnia, and Eisenhorn series of 40K, and the Thankful, Ulrika, and Brunner series for fantasy. I have to say that for fantasy, I'll read very little. I will start with fantasy. I read the Nagai's trilogy, and I really love it. So it was a pity for me that the miniature was so awful. And at the beginning, no, the one we have now, but when I read the book, it was the miniature was delisted completely, and it didn't have even profile in the game. But I find very interesting the trilogy of Nagash. I think was very interesting, and I really enjoyed when the Skaven destroyed him for the first time or for the second time. In the Warhammer 40K, Eisenhorn is also one of my favorite books. And the other one that I really loved reading was the first Tanit First and Only books. I have not read them all. I read about 10 or 12 of them, but it's quite interesting, and each book and how it evolves and how Gaun falls in disgrace, and I think it's quite a very interesting, and it's a very Imperial Guard. I like also that they they show very different scenarios where the Imperial Guard or the Arsenal Down can fight. So I really enjoyed these books. Maybe there was one that I did not like too much, but most of them I really enjoyed and inspired me to do my first Renegade Imperial Guard army, and then inspired me to do also the loyal one. So, and this is why my loyal Imperial Guard, my loyal Aston is based on jugal fighting, and does not have vehicles. And then, of course, I will always recommend the first book of the Heresy of Horus. I think the first 3 books are really good. I read more of that. I think I read about 15 of the books of the Horus Heresy. I stopped it in a moment, because I know that there is too many now. I'm thinking maybe to go back to the Horus Heresy. But I really enjoy Eisenhorn, the ones from Gaunt, and then the Commissar Gaunt, and then the first 3 of the Horus Heresy. I think it's a nice read. Then we have another question. Do you have any books you recommend or enjoy reading especially? Well, if it's on Warhammer 40k or fantasy, are these ones. The other thing I was reading a lot was the Forgotten Realms and I really love all the stories of Dries Dorden. So yeah, this is the things. But yeah, I'm not reading that much now, but in the past I was reading a lot of the qualities, fictional historical novels, and I will say the Pillars of the Earth are also a good book if you want to get out of the fantasy. Let's go to the next one. These are from the Eric Beer 40k. Nice show, mate. What is your least favorite 40k army and model? My least favorite army have been for different. There are 2 armies that they are not very appealing to me. One is the Tyranids. I love Genestealer Cult at the beginning, but I was not enjoying that much the Tyranids. And I think it was more the bias from the beginning, because I did not like, for example, the old Carnifex. I know that is a quite classic miniature, but it's not one of my favorite ones. I will say maybe Tyranids. Tau is not an army for me neither. So I'm more, to be fair, the things that I love the more in Warhammer 40k is Chaos and Imperium. And then I find the Eldar quite interesting. I think I'm the opposite of you, Eric Beer. I'm more on the Imperium Chaos, and you are more on the Xenos, and I'm not that much into the Xenos. But yeah, I will say, if I have to say one, the Tyranids. And the last model, this is quite difficult. It's a tough one. I don't know if the classic models are into that, but one of models that I don't like from the classic times, it was the Carnifex. The old Dreadnought was quite awful, the one from Rock Trader. And then, although I like Chaos, I have to say that some of the demons were not that nice. For example, the old Fiends of Slaanesh, not the best ones. And then some of the, some of the Spawns or the Nargalbeasts were not the best ones neither. So, yeah, there were some goofy miniatures in the past. I think now they are less goofy. And yeah, I will say that today there are not really miniatures that I dislike, and this is a problem, to be fair. How long have you been? No, sorry. Thanks a lot for the questions, Eric Beer. And we go now to Tom. This is the question from Tom. Is how long have you been painting? You are very talented. Thanks a lot. I try to do my best. Also, what is your favorite paints to use? So I've been painting for 24 years now. I started when I was 18, 17, so maybe even more than 24 years, 25 years, 25, 26, 25 years. Let's put 25 years I've been painting. And the paints I use the most are the Games Workshop, the Citadel paints. Right, I started using Citadel when I start in the hobby, and I keep on going using them. There was a moment that I was using quite a lot model color. I still like, I think model color is not as bright, and I don't know why. I was using them maybe 10, 15 years ago. I still like it, like more the Citadel ones. Although I have to say that when we had the screw caps, it was really awful. The pots. I have to say that I have the bad habit of painting directly from the pot. This is why I don't need the drop system that is used by Vallejo and other companies. I am okay to paint directly from the pot. I know that you should not do that, but it's my bad habit of that. Normally, to avoid that it's too thick, I try to dilute directly the paint inside of the pot. And now I'm start using a scale 75, and I find them quite interesting. I start using them for the skin because I find that there are skin tones that are missing in Citadel, and I use them for the metallics like silver because I find that the silver and the metallics are much, much better in scale 75. The size of the pigment is much thin. So yeah, let's put using Citadel and scale 75 today. I only use model color if there is a color that I cannot find it in Citadel. I should try other colors maybe, but I get used to use Citadel, and yeah, and I prefer to keep using them because all my color schemes are based on combinations of Citadel color most of the time. Okay, let's go to the. I see that there is a question from the chat, I think. So first of all, thanks a lot for the people that is watching the live. It is very, very, very appreciated. Please give a like if you like and share it if you think other people can benefit from that. And I have a question here from Alexander. The Screamer Carnifex from Second. I love this miniature. Yeah, but I did not like. Yeah, I was talking about this one, the Screamer Carnifex from Second edition. And to be fair, this was a big block of metal. If you throw this Carnifex to someone, can be considered a weapon. So it was quite a heavy one. Let's go to, so here we have I have some questions from Alexander. He just dropped them this morning, and I think I really appreciate them as well. So they say, hey, Victor, great show as always. My questions for the next as Victor. What old miniature would you like to play in AOS 40K, which has no recent rules? I forgot again to pick the miniature. Just give me a minute, I go for the miniature. I know we have rules for this when it's big, but I would like to have rules for this as a small. Maybe they can create a character. I have another one. Let me just, yeah, I forgot as well. So sorry that I have to leave, but here we have. This is an old metal miniature. I don't know why they completely eliminate, but I think this was a very interesting thing. Okay, I want to show you what it's about. It's not assembled. Okay, but I think it's going to be interesting that you can see this miniature. This is a scary miniature as well, and I really love it. And I'm thinking which rules I can use for this thing. Okay, so here we have the head. Sorry. So this is a giant. This is a giant rat. Okay, so this is the arm from the guy that goes on top. That has a rider on top. Okay, and then you also have this guy that goes next to the rider. Okay, but this is the rider that goes on top. It was a heavy one, and this was called the Plague Lord Nurglich. Okay, Plague Lord Nurglich. I hope you can see that. So this was a pity that I think was a very interesting concept, right? Is that riding Skaven. I would love to see riding Skavens riding on giant rats. Well, at least keep the hero. It will be fun to have rules for that. So I don't know how to use this guy. So this way I have it in the box, and I don't know what to do with this guy neither. So I would love to have rules. So this will inspire me to paint them. I know this guy is also quite goofy and not the nicer compared to the new Vermin Lords. This is just a baby Vermin Lord. But maybe this can be like a mutated hero now, or can be something else. So I'm thinking what to do with that, guys. So yeah, I think that I would like to see rules for this once. So I think can be interesting. The other thing I was missing for a long time was rules for my Dogs of War army. I will have loved to have rules for that. I don't need them anymore in Age of Sigmar. I will not rebase them in ROM bases, make no sense. But maybe I would love to see rules for them in the 9th Age. Not playing them much, but I will appreciate that someone thinks about the Dogs of War. They were a great army. They had a very I think they have a very interesting fluff and a very interesting units, a strong character army with all the spike units. And it was a pity that nobody really had interest in creating rules for them. There was a fun book in fantasy, in Warhammer Fantasy, in the last edition, but I have not seen anything in the 9th Age. So if you know rules to use them in the 9th Age, please let me know. If not, I have to use them as the Empire. Okay. And for 40K, I don't think I have anything that I would like to see rules. I think most of the things they have rules, and some of them I will not use it anymore. Have you ever written own rules for friendly games? I write not for units. I did rules, or I did just very small rules for scenarios. Okay, we were inventing some scenarios and also for campaigns, and yeah, and just the last battle we invented the rules and we invented the battle we were playing. So yeah, but not. I don't think I ever did rules for units. No, I try to. What I do is I try to see what rules is matching if this miniature, for example, like that, I go back to this one, does not have rules. I'm looking in the Book of Skaven what rule I can use for him, or how I can put him in there, or maybe rules from any other unit in Forge World. And there is one guy from Forge World that have more or less this size, I think. So I'm thinking to do that. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Wild Games Workshop has so many releases each month. How do you decide on what you will spend money for the hobby? I really begin to struggle. And there is AOS, 40K, Necromunda, Underworld, Skin Team. You can add also the new one that will come, Warcry, and all get new books and cool miniatures. And I would like to have. Yeah, I have. To be fair, I have exactly the same problem as you. Each month, it's a pain. And when there is a month that there is not something that is not interesting for me, I say, I thank God, right? I thank God for that. Yeah, I try to buy all the books, to be fair, for AOS. So for AOS, basically, I'm buying all the books. I bought some Skaven because I wanted to start using my Skaven in AOS, and this is why I bought the Terrain, I bought the Endless Spells, and I bought one of the big Vermin Lords because I didn't have any, so I will try to paint him at the highest standard I can, the Vermin Lord. I will use the one that is the Seer, the Vermin Seer, how it's called, the one that is based on the Master Clan. I'm not normally. I'm not painting. I don't playing. Sorry, I'm not buying miniatures in AOS unless it's a starter kit like the Soul of Wars, or I'm really planning to use them in my armies. And even that, if I don't have time to paint them, I try not to buy them. Okay, I did an exception. For example, I have bought the Riding Evocators because I was thinking that I could paint them, and I did not have time to paint them yet. But I try to limit to something that I can paint, or if it's a Kickstarter, a starter kit, normally I buy it. On 40K, the same. I like to buy all the army books and also the campaigns. I'm not buying too many miniatures, but recently I have, I ordered the last one, how it's called, the one that is the Primaris versus the Black Legion, mainly because I found that this was a very good deal, and I collect Chaos Space Marines and I collect the Space Marines, right? And was mainly because it's a very good deal. Of course, Abaddon will come because it's a character, but I try also to limit myself. If I don't want, I cannot paint them soon. I try not to buy individual miniatures unless I need them for an army or something like that, or for an ampliation. Or I'm painting that army. When I'm painting an army, then is when I buy the miniatures that I needed for the army. And then on Underworlds, it's easy. I buy them or what is coming from Underworlds. I'm really enjoying a lot Underworlds, and I think it's becoming one of my favorite games. Necromunda, I just bought the starter kit and the books, and did not bought any additional miniature. And on Kill Team, I just wanted to buy one of the terrain expansions because I did not buy the starter kit. I think was a mistake from my side, and I wanted to have some boards to play Kill Team because I did not have the boards. I only had the Rock Trader because I really love the miniatures and I want this expansion. And then, I was missing to have some boards to complete to be able to play Kill Team. So I just bought the boards and then the books that are coming. Not planning to buy any other. I will buy Elite, but I'm not planning to do any other new warband soon. Necromunda, as I said, starter kit and books, and I don't think I'm missing any other. Blood Bowl as well. I'm not planning to buy anything else. I just have the 2 teams and the starter kit, and I buy the books when they come. That's all, because there is a moment that I don't have time. So if I don't have time to paint the miniatures, I try to really think twice or 3 times before buying a miniature. And now I have Warhammer Quest. Warhammer Quest is a dilemma because it's there is also rules on each creature, and I like to collect them because I think I can play them with the family in the future. So too many. I'm also struggling to see, and most likely will need to drop more of what I'm dropping today in the future. This is why I'm thinking if I will go or not into Warcry, because there is too many games now. And then let's go to next. Do you watch any Netflix TV shows like Gotti or Stranger Things? What kind of show of movies do you like? I watch at least with my wife 1 episode of a TV show every day. This is my relaxed moment before painting. So this is a little bit of my ritual. We have dinner, we put the kids to bed, then we watch 1 show, and I paint for between 1 hour, 1.5, 2 hours, depending how much time. Fridays can be longer. Now I'm watching the American Horror History, and we are finishing the last season, the season 8. I enjoyed a lot of Stranger Things. I think it's one of my favorite series. It's giving a lot of memories from when I was watching this type of mystery films when I was a kid. I watch I'm now waiting for the new season of Stranger Things, but I'm also waiting for and once I finish the American Horror Story, I really want to watch OA. It was quite a strange show, but I want to see the second season. And then, of course, Game of Thrones. I love it. What kind of shows or moving I like? Normally, is fantasy and science fiction is the most I like to watch. To the point that, and then comes the terror films. I like quite a lot the terror films. I used to collect DVDs. This is stop it because I cannot collect everything at the end. But mainly all the DVDs I have are about, no, should be Blu-ray, but I did not did the jump yet. All the films I have are mainly on science fiction. There are a lot on terror films, and then on fantastic films. This is mainly, and then on TV shows I also watch all the Netflix Marvel. Some of them were not that good, like the what's called is the Iron Fist, but I really enjoyed a lot Daredevil. I think I like it quite a lot. It was very psychological, and I love as well the Punisher. So if I have to, I watch a lot of Netflix. I'm affiliate, or I'm paying I'm inscribed to Netflix. Although American Horror Story is not there, but I started watching before I get subscribed to Netflix, and I wanted to keep watching the different seasons. And then I also was watching Walking Dead. So you can see most of them are on the terror side and on the fantastic side. I also watching the past. It was called Quantum. A lot of films on this thing. If there is any film I don't got Gotti, I don't think I have watched this one. It's not ringing me a bell. Gotti. I need to check. I will know you make me think, and I will check. So these are all the questions they have, and now I will go to the chat and see if I can interact with some of you. So let me see. I have here the mobile with the chat. Hello all. So this is from Grumpy Guy Gaming. Hello all. Just joined to say hi. Can I stay? Have to go to work. Oh, it's a pity that you're working right now. I hope it's not too long for you. Then Alexander, I think the rules for knowledge are on iOS. I will look if they are on iOS Legends. I will look for that. Game of Thrones. Sorry, God. I was thinking, what is Gotti? Game of Thrones. Yeah, Game of Thrones. I think is maybe the best show ever for me. I really love it. And these are all the questions. The thing I want to comment, maybe it's I can, if you want, I can go to. I would like to go to the what's called is the. I want to go to the Warhammer community, and we can go. I can go to the Gamma Trade Show that everybody's giving an opinion on that. So I can give my opinion on what I think on that. If you think that can be something interesting for you. So just to stay a little bit longer with you and to appreciate all the people that disconnected, I will go through the breaking news from Gamma. These are from this. I know that this they have a couple of days out there, but I want to explain and I want to share my expectations of what I expect from here. So the first thing is Warcry. Let me share the screen. It's going to be more interesting if I'm sharing the screen here than just my face. So let's go share. Okay, now we're sharing the screen. So here we have the Warcry. I will not reproduce the video, but we can do it if not. So, but I don't think you can see it very clearly. This is the video of Warcry. I think this is a very interesting concept. It's a concept. So the designers are the same that they have designed the Kill Team and the Warhammer Underworlds. I'm wondering how this will compete with Warhammer Underworlds, because it looks to be like an evolution, or to be in the same concept maybe of Warhammer Underworlds. Very little bands, like it looks like maybe are going to be close war bands, or I don't know, it's going to be. Yeah, I'm really wondering, because we have. Yeah, I know Skirmish is not really a very big rule book, but we have Warhammer Underworlds. I guess this is going to be more between Warhammer Underworlds and Kill Team for AOS, where you can have experience on the characters, maybe. It's everything on Chaos. I most likely I will buy the starter kit, and I don't know if I will buy any other additional warband. All depends what is the concept and what goes behind. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see what is this about. But it's another game, and it's another thing that, yeah, I have the feeling that they are really saturating the market of different games. They are trying to cover any size of game, from very small like Warhammer Underworlds to big as Warhammer 40k, or yeah, and even including the Old Armageddon inside of the Warhammer 40k. So yeah, it's something that this type of gladiator, mix of gladiator helmet with diving helmet, because it looks like a mixture. I'm not convinced about this aesthetics of this. They look coordinate, guys, but you cannot judge until you see the miniatures, to be fair. The other ones I like more. So yeah, most likely I will end up buying that in summer. Just the starter set to see how it looks like, and let's see in the future where I will go. They say that this starter set is skirmish combat in the Morton Realms. So yeah, I don't know how this will compete with Warhammer Underworld. I'm thinking if they will create a third season, because in summer we also finished the season of Warhammer Underworld, more or less, right? Because we got launched the Nightbolt in summer, more to the end of the summer. So I'm wondering how all these games will match, and if there will be enough players base for so many games. Then we go to this looks like to be an expansion for Age of Sigmar that is called the Forbidden Power. The video is not revealing so much. Yeah, if it's just a book, I most likely will end up buying that. I don't know if they will put more. And Warhammer Age of Sigmar, one thing that is start to be for me being too much is that I have to paint spells, and I have to paint terrain for each army, and I think this is starting to be too much. So this will limit the number of armies that you can collect, because there is a lot of stuff that you need for each army. That you need the book, and then you need the endless spells, and then you need the miniatures, of course. Then you need the terrain dedicated to this. I'm glad that we don't have terrain so far for Stormcast Eternals, but I also have Blades of Khorne, and I don't think I will buy any of the new stuff yet. I will buy the book, and that's all. And I will think if I buy the others. I think, yeah, if you don't want to go really to compete to the Age, I'm not sure you need all this type of supplements and like terrain ones, unless I'm going to make an expansion of my army. Then we have the Munchkin for Warhammer Age of Sigmar. Not interested at all. I have the classic Munchkin in my collection, but nobody's playing that. No plans to play this. I think I have it in Spanish on top. So yeah, I mean, I cannot play in Spanish here in Belgium most of the time. So yeah, I will not go for that. I'm not interested. The thing I'm most interested in was on the small size of Warhammer Underworld that was announced some weeks ago, and I have not heard anything else about that. So looking, really thinking where it will go. These two guys, most likely they will fall into my collection. I love these two guys. Some people is criticizing the first is too big, maybe, but it's a power fist. So I need to see the meters. Yeah, let's put the video if there is on pictures from other angles. But the Ogwin, the Chaos Ogwin. Here we have them all. Yeah, I don't know. I think I will add it to the collection. I'm enjoying these miniatures, and I enjoy to paint these 0.1 miniatures. So, yeah, things that my wallet is trembling each time there is all these news announcements. So this will come because I like to collect the Black Fortress thing. I think this is quite interesting and really behind painting them, but I want to start playing that. Kill Team Elites. Yeah. Let's see how far they will push that, because if they start doing then the fast attack and the heavy support, it's going to be quite weird. In the past, kill teams, the vehicles were very restricted, so I don't expect they will put vehicles back to kill team. I think, yeah, I think the point is when a game is working, they try to push and push the game with supplements, and sometimes maybe it's better if they just leave the game close. So most likely I will buy the book. I will not buy any of the Gangs expansions. So I will not buy any of these 2 boxes, for example. Then we have Blood Bowl. I will not buy I don't have interest on the halflings. Said on Blood Bowl, I will not do more. I will not expand more. I have 2 teams to play. They are painted, and yeah, I'm okay with that. And then in Necromunda, yeah, I'm not expanding more. I'm just finishing to paint the Goliath. I will have all the Necromunda stuff I have painted. And if I will add something, it's going to be the Ambots. So I don't think I will add these guys. And to be fair, if I'm not playing Necromunda, I just have the Necromunda starter kit as a collectible thing, and that's all. So, but yeah, I'm really curious to understand So for me, the thing I'm trying to think or trying to force is how Games Workshop will be able to manage all these different layers of games that he's putting in between, right? Especially in Warhammer 40k is mainly Kill Team and Warhammer 40k, and then we have Necromunda that looks like a lateral game. So I guess this is going to be, for me, Warcry maybe is like the Necromunda for AOS. I don't think it's going to be the Kill Team for AOS. I think it's going to be more the Necromunda for AOS. So if it's the Necromunda for AOS with 2 warbands, I will have enough. So the starter kit will be enough for me, like I did for Necromunda. If this is Kill Team, I guess it's going to be the same on Kill Team. To be fair, on Kill Team, I'm not buying any of the boxes of the different armies, because I have so many armies in Warhammer 40k that I can do almost warbands of any army, any faction except Tau and Orcs. So I can do any other or any of the other factions in army. So here they're going to be dedicated. This looks like, for me, more like a Necromunda for Age of Sigmar. And they will not do, I think, Morhem. This will kill Morhem if it's this concept. See here the comments. Alexander says, I really like the new Ogwin for Blackstone Fortress, but I hope this expansion will cost less than the Ambo. I also hope that, but I don't think so. I think it will cost the same. Although there is less material, I think. But to be fair, the baby Ambuls are very small. So, I don't know. To be fair, I don't know. I think they will put the same cost as the... I think they will put the same cost as the other one. There are 2 unique miniatures. The Ogwin is going to be more or less the size of the Ambul, and the other guy is more or less equivalent to the small guy, the 2 of the small guys. So, and then you have the card for both. I think it's going to be... sorry. I think it's going to be the same cost. And yeah, and that's all. I think that's all what I want to talk today. Just my my point of view on the new things. and just to answer the questions from all of you. So yeah, here we have more. There is Warhammer 40k Demon Skull Tactica. So yeah, talk about a lot of the corn here, and then we have. This is also, I think, this is here the comparison. The one thing I find interesting was the comparison of size between Abaddon and Calgar, but it's not here. I have seen the picture. They were looking, yeah, Abaddon is a little bit smaller than Calgar, but it's normal. Calgar is a Primarch. So that's all. That's all for now. I think I covered all what I want to cover on this as Victor. I went even longer to talk about the new launches. And yeah, and I want to thank all the people that was watching this live. I hope you find this entertaining. I hope I answered the questions, that I answered your questions. And please don't hesitate to do questions for the next month in the comments below. I really appreciate all the support I'm having on the channel, all the support of the viewers. You are the people that is inspiring me to do these videos and to paint and to share what I paint with you. So really, the objective of my channel is to connect with you, to share my love for the hobby, to remain positive, and also to share all the experience or all what I have learned over these years on painting, and try to make your life easier, because I know starting in this hobby sometimes can be quite tough. So if I can make this easier, I will welcome. So let me just stop sharing. Here it goes. Stop sharing. Okay. So yeah, that's all. I don't think there is need to make it longer. And yeah, leave in the comments below if you, if in the next live you would like me to cover some topics, or what you would like me to talk about. I think it can be also interesting. Of course, if you do the questions, I will go through the questions. I really want to thank all the people that have dropped questions below. This is what is making these videos to happen. And yeah, and that's all for now. So as usual, thanks a lot for watching, and see you again later. Okay, bye.